say a word that it was a great pleasure for me to visit ID Quantique in Geneva about a month ago, and I was very interested to meet them since they have so much experience with participating in European projects, especially in, I'm interested in those of the Marie Skłodowska-Curie actions. Yes, thank you, Veronique, for starting the recording. So first of all, about ID Quantique, so they have 120 employees, and they are located in Geneva, but have collaborators in Austria, in South Korea, and also the US. And as I said, they have a lot of experience with European projects, also with MSA already in Horizon 2020, and now as well in Horizon Europe. So the fact that Switzerland is at the moment not associated to Horizon Europe is not an obstacle for them to participate. And I think this is very important to show how can Swiss entities still participate despite our status as a non-associated third country. And before I go now to all your successful doctoral networks, I wanted to ask also Félix, how actually you personally got involved in MSA networks. So can you maybe describe how was the beginning of getting involved into these PhD networks?
So for sure, so it's a pleasure to be here, and I hope I can help out and other and maybe inspire others to benefit from this tool. So we started out with the intent of making special activities and on projects that are related with say more longer term roadmap aspects.
Bah oui, il part dehors.
And that's how we got into this. This started before I joined the IDQ. There was already like somebody that was looking into this, and it started out actually with me working with somebody that was hired on this, but I got involved at this point, and then we continued afterwards on the project that you're going to be presenting here today.
Yes. So do you know what was the main motivation to join a network?
So the motivation, so the setting that we have defined for our participation in this is a setting where we have to work with, as you know, the candidate has to have a PhD degree, has to be enrolled in a PhD degree. So what we've always told ourselves that we have to do something that is beneficial for everyone, that is beneficial for us in terms of like roadmap aspects and so on. It has to be beneficial for the university, of course, because there's a PhD program, and it has to be beneficial for the student who has to grow his career, has to obtain a PhD. And we've always told ourselves that if we could find these aspects, then we could go in. Otherwise, we wouldn't go in. I think that's very important. And we've been collaborating very closely with the University of Geneva on this, with which we have a close relation, and we've been able to successfully find projects where these three criteria were met.
Yeah, I think it's very important to keep in mind that it should also be the benefit of the PhD student. At the end, it's all also about the career development of the student, but I assume there must be also benefit for the company. So can you maybe explain what was the most important impact for the company to join MSCA networks?
So that allowed us to address some topics that were more risky, that we wouldn't necessarily put, sometimes there were certain topics that we wanted to go into, and we didn't necessarily have the people to look into it. It was risky. We didn't know if it would be working, but we know that there would be some nice benefits if this could be working. And this is perfect for a PhD setting, actually, and that's how it's actually quite useful for the company. And it's also useful, I think, for the student. Maybe I'm preemptively answering one of your questions, Isabelle, but it's we try to make it so that it's useful for the student so because it provides a setting that is definitely academic, but also has the industry component into it. And I'd be happy to
Yeah.
discuss more on this if whenever you would like to address this point.
No, we have discussed it in the beginning also that it's actually maybe also for somebody who just finished studies a special motivation to do a PhD in a company because it gets exposed to a different environment and yet can still do research. So I think it's a great combination actually that these networks provide. So maybe I will first showcase a little bit the project you've all been involved. I do this now with my voice. So first of all, there was in Horizon 2020, Switzerland was still associated to the research program, and it was possible for Swiss entities to participate as beneficiaries. And when you go on Cordis on this website, you can find different projects. I mean, all projects that have received European funding. And one that I found was called PROMISE. This is the acronym, coordinated in the UK, started already in 2015, almost 10 years ago. And here, ID Quantique participated as an associated partner, meaning hosting secondments or providing training. And there were 15, at this time we called them early stage researchers. And in the abstract, you could already see this aim of networks to train a cohort of researchers for the skills required for a career. And then in the preparation talk, Félix explained me about the Q-Call doctoral network. So this is one that is closed now. It started in 2016, also coordinated in UK, and it's closed in 2021. Again, 15 PhD candidates. I saw that ID Quantique had one PhD candidate, and University of Geneva also involved had actually two that they recruited. And here you shared basically like a success story that came out of the secondment. Can you maybe share the story also with the participants here?
Yes, so the secondments are fundamental parts of these projects, and there's a couple that need to be done. In one of these secondments, we had the students spending some time at a partner in Canada that was not a beneficiary but still a partner in project. So you can do secondments with them. It can be quite wide. It doesn't have to be necessarily a beneficiary. So the students spend some time there, and then I'm working on a collaborative project that that brought some value for everyone with a very nice publication coming out of that. There was also a patent that came out of this. So this was, I think, a very nice outcome of this. In this specific project, the student also ended up, after obtaining the PhD, joining the company, which can happen if the conditions are right and if the student is interested in this. That can be a possibility in that situation. That's what happened.
Yeah, that's really interesting to see also the outcomes, as you said, the patent, the publication, and also employed afterwards at the company. So we go on. This is a third one that I found, HQ Info. This one was coded in Poland. It's actually still running. It's in the last months of the project. And here also ID Quantique is a beneficiary, and there is a PhD candidate called Lorenzo Stasi who is working on this project, also with a co-supervision from you and a professor at University of Geneva. So this is, as it shows, as you said, it's a win-win situation for the university, for the company, but I also think for the researcher who can get insight into both sectors in an early stage of the career to find out where to continue the journey. I don't know if you want to comment anything on this running ITN where you are a beneficiary.
Yes. So what I can say about this specific project is that it's been quite successful at generating very good scientific outcome, and we're quite proud. We have some very nice publications coming out of this project, and it's very close to also our roadmap at the company. So it's actually quite useful for that as well. So Lorenzo is in his 4th year of his PhD, will finish within the year. And I think everybody is quite happy about how this project has been happening so far.
Yeah, that's great. So now we move on to a bit of a break. So we start Horizon Europe that started in 2021. Switzerland was no longer associated, so we are in the status of non-associated third country, and participation was only possible as a so-called associated partner. And yet there's still this possibility that there's national funding from the Swiss government, from SERI, even to companies. So this is often also difficult sometimes to convey the message that actually also companies in Switzerland can receive Swiss national funding to participate in European projects. So we have here the first one that started in October 2022, coordinated in Spain, QSI. And here, ID Quantique participated, of course, as an associate partner because it's not possible as beneficiary. However, you are employing a PhD candidate co-supervised with University of Geneva. So this is actually the project of Loic. So you can actually find all this information also on Cordis, but also the website. I think for anyone interested in applying for a doctoral network, this is also very helpful to see the website of running networks, to see how they are organized, what kind of trainings they offer. So here we can also, it's quite well described also for Loic's project, that he will have secondments as well in Spain and France, and you can see who are these entities participating. And so here you see for this QSI, the Quantum Safe Internet, you can read about their training and networking activities. And I continue with maybe the last one as well. So this is the latest successful application. So here I've heard the recruitment process is just about to close. So this is the QNest program coordinated in the Netherlands that started in October last year. So you have been recruiting, and again, ID Quantique is an associate partner employing one PhD candidate and having a supervision together with the University of Geneva. And this is also the details of the project. So this is the website, and it was also possible. So there was the job description that actually is closed because you're just in the final phase of recruitment. And yeah, so I could now showcase all of your networks. This is really impressive since it is such a competitive call. And before I open the floor to everyone to ask you questions, I also wanted to ask, what are actually the main challenges when you get involved in a doctoral network? Is it difficult to recruit someone and to find the right person, or what do you experience as the main? I mean, you shared about the benefit that it can be a big win-win-win. You can go for high-risk projects because you also have the funding to employ somebody. But what are one of the main challenges for you to join a network?
So in order to join a network, you have to go out there, use your network, make yourself announce yourself with the right people in your network that you are interested in. Because we can't coordinate our project now, so you have to go and find the people that are willing to make this happen. For us, it's been a mixture of sometimes being contacted to join the network just to make it without really seeking it out, and sometimes we had to seek out for it. So you have to go out there and find the opportunities. That's one of the challenges. Otherwise, there's not that many challenges. It's actually going pretty well. It's not too demanding, but we have to participate on a certain events, and that's just normal. And we try to bring value to the whole consortium there. I think we have to with the fact that Switzerland is not associated, you have to explain that it's not a problem to be in the project. You can say that the project doesn't is coming on top of what's already there for the EU, the associated countries. And in terms of recruitment, it's the same, I guess, for same challenge as you find in any in PhD seeking entities right now, mostly universities, of course. You have to find the right people for this. I think for us, we have maybe the possibility of offering this joint academic industry environment, and some students are interested in this. In the context of quantum technologies today, there is a lot of companies that have emerged. There's a lot of funding, national funding in EU, around the world as well. So that also creates a lot of demand for these profiles that don't necessarily come from quantum technologies, but people that want to go in the quantum technologies field. So in terms of PhDs, you have to offer something, or you're competing against other opportunities out there. So you have to work a little to find the good ones.
And in the preparation phase of the proposal, so how was this writing phase? Because you never coordinated, you basically participated. Somebody else was the coordinator and probably also doing the main work in the writing. So, and yet you provide also information from your side. So what is important when you prepare a proposal? Maybe also what should not be underestimated if you participate? How much work does it actually involve? Can you comment on this preparation phase?
So we've always made sure that we could justify that we could bring value to the consortium, and that the project really fit that. And you have to look for synergies with other partners in the network. In the proposal, you have to define already what could be secondments. So you have to find reasons why there should be this secondment and this one, etc. So you do have to talk to the different actors there. Sometimes you already know them, so that's kind of simple. Otherwise, you have to spend the time and make sure that you write something that actually is meaningful. The team has to contribute. The team of the PhD project has to contribute to the theme of the network in order to get a good score and make sure that this network itself is providing value.
Yeah. And now that Switzerland is associate partner, it's sometimes maybe also difficult to get information from the portal because you're not necessarily listed. Have you felt any other disadvantage in Horizon Europe since you can only join as an associate partner, or has it been as smooth as before?
No, it's been okay. Once the project starts, it's been so far okay. Well, we have only 2 projects, the last 2 that you mentioned, that are as non-associated partners. This being said, so the first one started maybe a year ago. The second one is starting now. So I don't really know exactly, all the repercussions of that, but so far it's been okay. We've had the activities, we're well, integrated, where we don't feel like we're missing out information really at this point.
Yeah, and also to receive the Swiss funding, nothing has been challenging for this. I imagine it has been quite straightforward.
I mean, once the project is accepted, then the rest has been quite straightforward with the internal Swiss process.
Yeah.
Nothing very complicated beyond what was already done in the initial submission.
Yeah. Maybe I can also comment, because this was not said in the video. So the Swiss government will not re-evaluate the project. It was evaluated on the European side. So it's basically just looks that it complies with the rules and conditions like the Europe would apply. And now you told me that you actually wish to apply again for a doctoral network, so you're not yet done with these networks. Can you tell me so why you keep on applying for this network, despite maybe it has been also frustrating since it is very competitive to apply for this funding?
We wish to continue because we've had very positive experiences so far with the students that have joined us for these projects. And we feel that we can bring value to their development, their careers. We feel that it's good for the university partner, it's good for us as well. So it's been great, I have to say. One of the nice things is that with the university, we try to make it so that it's a bigger environment for the PhD student to work in. We have some people at IDQ. There's a university group where the PhD is awarded, and that gives more equipment, that gives more opportunities, that the student is being exposed to yes, the academic world, of course, but also how we organize our activities at IDQ, which is 120 something people company. So we have certain ways of doing that you don't find in a smaller university group. It's a different setting. So we're quite happy we can do this, and we think that the students also get some nice benefit out of this that's useful for their career. And it's been great so far, and we want to continue.
Yeah, that's really nice to hear, and I think it's a great testimonial for others to be inspired. So thank you very much for sharing your answers to my questions. I'm sure others have also questions. And here I just wanted to share your contact.